Our next topic is one of the utmost urgency. It presents a threat that everyone must face, everyone on the planet Earth could possibly have at any moment. A meteor impact.
Dun, 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 dun.
Just like the one in Russia. And we're not actually going to talk about the whole meteor thing, but, well, it's related to that. What we're going to talk to is about something I heard. It was kind of jokingly, but it was also not jokingly. I don't know if that makes any sense. But people were saying, comically suggesting that NASA or any other space agency let the meteor come through the radar without publicizing it to maybe get people to say, hey, maybe we should throw more money your way to help this to stop in the future. And I was wondering what you guys thought about if that was, let's say that we live in a world where that is actually happening. Do you think that
where they
is
actually
something that's
cover up that meteor?
Bill Nye would be a very, very sad man.
Why would he be sad? He'd be rich. Be a billionaire.
Yeah, he would get more funding for his research or something.
With scientific integrity.
So wait, we're going to talk about this topic on the basis that what if this was actually real?
Yeah, well, let's say that, do you think it's responsible for, because right now, NASA and every other space program on the planet is hideously underfunded. Disgustingly underfunded.
That is quite true.
And that's not even from
Neil deGrasse Tyson tweeted something about that, and I forget the exact numbers, but a fraction of the, I think it's 1% of the United States government funding goes towards NASA,
it's,
and then a very small percentage
cent
of that funding.
A tenth of a cent of every tax dollar in the U.S. goes to NASA.
And then less than that even goes towards the equipment and the scientific research to finding meteorites or asteroids, extrasolar objects.
Space shit, if you will.
Yes. The old rock from space.
But yeah, so do you think that under the circumstances or under the fact that NASA and space agencies are underfunded, would you really hold it against them if they did do something like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Lives could have been lost because of this.
Plenty of people got hurt.
1,000 people were injured because. Well, that's also partially because of their curiosity. Hey, look, a meteor. Let's go to the window. Meteor explodes. Glass from window breaks.
Yeah.
But you should never do anything which could jeopardize somebody's life. Personally, that's what I think. The whole Spock thing, needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I understand what he means by that, but it's still somebody's life. And someone could have died from this.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you put it?
Someone didn't.
What if you put it in the perspective of, well, eventually, the other meteor or asteroid that was crossed through our orbit, right? Was that what it? Or it came really close
underneath some of our satellites.
Yes, came really close to Earth.
Some of our satellites.
Eventually, somewhere down the line, that asteroid is going to hit us. The way the orbital path is, it's going to get closer and closer, and it's going to hit Earth at some point in time. Probably not our lifetimes. Actually, I can probably guarantee not our lifetime. But
see, one like that would probably level a city. Which I know doesn't sound bad, but that's not too bad.
I mean, the one that burned up, or the one that was underneath?
The big one that passed near the moon.
Actually, I can tell you this right now. There's an article on CBC.ca. I don't know if any of you read this. It was what would happen if that asteroid or that meteor, the one that didn't hit Earth, what would happen if that hit downtown Hamilton?
Downtown Hamilton would be flattened, and now it would be a crater.
I guess it was more like what really sucked was that the impact zone was about, I would say, 10 minutes from McMaster, which was not something I wanted to read, but it would level. I would say the Skyway Bridge would be gone. Almost all of downtown Hamilton would be destroyed. And I think the shockwave or the air blast would reach as far as Stony Creek.
It means we're safe.
Yep, we are safe. For all you listeners, you can probably figure out where we are from.
It means that we're gonna get a kick-ass view of a giant explosion just outside of the.
We live in next year, so that sucks. But anyway, like, yeah, like I would say NASA more or less like that was just a small rock that came in that actually exploded in the atmosphere, right? Like I don't know the exact dimensions. I don't know if they can figure it out, but that was pretty small, right?
Approximately 15 meters across.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's pretty small.
15 meters?
Yep.
It's small in space terms.
Okay, yeah, but that's still huge.
Well, when you consider that the KT event was caused by an asteroid that's approximately the size of Mount Everest.
What was the KT event?
The one that killed the dinosaurs.
Ah. That. I didn't know that was what it was called.
The KT boundary?
Mm-hmm.
But,
yeah.
But no, just the idea that NASA would cover this up to get more people interested. Like, why would you want to risk lives for that?
Because if they don't do something and they don't know and they don't have enough money to pay to look for these gigantic asteroids and meteors and things that are colliding with Earth, we're gonna get one that's going to be like the KT event again and destroy humanity.
I have a documentary about that.
But so really big asteroids like that, really big asteroids and meteors, that would be the focus of them. And we actually have had, like they still have enough money to find certain asteroids. Like, you all have heard of Apophis, right?
Mm-hmm. Finding them isn't the problem. It's trying to recreate Armageddon, sans Bruce Willis, is the problem. If all we can do at this point is say, "Yep, there's a big ass rock heading towards us. Might want to
yep.
kiss your wife and kids and kind of pray to any deities that you may respect, because there's not much we can do."
Well, that wouldn't be like a NASA thing, wouldn't it? That would just be the United States government.
Yeah, but there's nothing we can do. There's absolutely nothing. No amount of nukes you could throw at it would stop it.
Yeah, but
let's throw money at it. Let's throw $1 trillion bills until it stops.
I wonder if we throw dollar bills.
Right?
It's not going. It's like a stripper.
But if you were to fund it, we might develop the technology that could stop that. As fast as we possibly can.
I just don't like the thought of, they would do that and not warn people, and people could, 1,000 people got hurt. Some serious.
Considering that there are people that get hit by space debris and such every day, I really don't think that it's like something that we should just put aside.
No, I know. It's just a thought of anyone, like, losing their life because somebody knowingly didn't tell them. Like, I understand, like, the more awareness equals more people giving money for it. But that's at the cost of someone's life, potentially. And that just, like I said, that just rubs me the wrong way. That just, like, irks me a little bit. I don't know about you guys, but... Yeah.
It's wrong, like, morally.
Morally wrong, yeah.
But...
I can understand where they'd come from.
Is it like more wrong than saying, hey, we're the agency dedicated to, watching these giant rocks come towards us, and hey, we have one that's coming towards us and we can't do anything because now everyone's dead.
This is a tough. This is morally tough right now. This is morally exhausting.
I think my moral compass is broken.
The point is, we shouldn't need an event like that in order to fund the space program.
I think that if we had an event like that, the space program would just go kaput. Wait, what kind of asteroid impact are we talking about now?
One that would kill a lot of people.
So, Apophis, 2029.
I guess.
Or 2036, sorry.
Tunguska.
Either way, if I don't see Chimerans coming out soon, it's going to be...
Heads will roll.
But yeah,
Nathan Hale better fight that.
So yeah, but at this point in time, we're not ready to do anything with asteroids. We can just kind of watch them and hope they don't get near us. So
yeah, that's about it.
They can track them. They can find where they're going to go.
We know where it's going to hit.
So I would say at least we would know in advance whether or not it would hit us.
If we decide that, I think we pretty much have, not that letting meteors through under the radar and hitting populated areas is not the best thing to do. What would be the best thing for NASA and space programs to do to get the general public interested in putting more money towards space programs?
Letting the meteors slide Okay, so say if that meteor was projected, like the one that exploded over Russia, say if that one was projected to land in a far-off field where there's no civilization, where it's just trees and shit. By all means, let that one slide. Because that might not hurt anybody. That would be okay. Like, from what I remember, Tunguska wasn't near any populated areas.
It was in the middle of a forest.
Yeah, it was like in the middle of Siberia somewhere. Just, like, well, let's be honest.
And it was also in, 1908?
Yeah, so you're not going to find a lot of people. But yeah, like, that would still draw an interest because we would see the aftermath. And we would still see it. Like, if that same meteor was over Siberia in an area where no one lives, and
meteorite,
yeah, because it's smaller. But say if it was like a meteorite, it exploded, kaboom, and there was no one in the vicinity to get hurt at all. Let that one go, but then we will see it. Like, that's similar to an atomic bomb test back in like the 1950s.
We're not talking about letting, like, they have no choice but to let it go.
Maybe educating everyone on what's about to happen.
I would say like university classes or something, like high school classes, where like give an example, like simulation, like a computer simulation of what would happen if a big monster-ass asteroid collided with Earth. I remember I was watching something on YouTube. It was like a 500-kilometer wide asteroid. What would happen if that hit Earth? And a day after the impact event, we would be back to like volcanoes from 4.5 billion years ago. Could be scientifically wrong. I don't know.
I have a documentary on it called Super Comet After the Impact. It's technically a docudrama. It's very fascinating. You guys should watch it.
Yeah, I'm probably.
I think I might have seen it.
Yeah, like I don't really. It's hard because it's hard thinking of ways that they can educate the people. Apart from.
The only way for them to educate people would be just for it to happen, then the attention will just gradually come to them.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's because
if it happens, just let it happen, let it hit a city, and go, hey, if you paid us some more money, we could stop this.
Except in a slightly more sympathetic tone.
They like start airing commercials. Has this ever happened to you?
Wow. Has death from the sky ever happened to you? It's just a guy.
Not.
It's just
donate
like
$10 to this number.
Sky gets brighter, and he's just like looking disappointed.
See, now that is bad.
You're not allowed to do NASA marketing, Danny. I'm sorry.
I was just giving an example of something that should not happen, or what they should not do. If anything, I should be NASA marketing, because I totally know what they shouldn't do.
I don't know. I don't think that what I was saying is a good idea. I'm on your side. But I'm saying that...
Is this one of those other necessary evil things?
Yeah.
People aren't going to realize the seriousness of, because nothing like that gets publicized every day. And, yeah, meteors and meteorites hit Earth every day. Or close to
meteorites. Just meteorites.
How big? What's the difference?
A meteor is a flash of light that we see in the night sky. A meteoroid is a small piece of interplanetary matter that is smaller than a kilometer and frequently millimeter in size. And it is in the atmosphere. Meteorite is the one that actually makes contact.
And then there's asteroids, and those ones can be freaking huge.
are generally larger chunks of rock that come from the asteroid belt located between Mars and Jupiter.
And then there is comets, which can come from the Oort cloud or the Kuiper belt, and they have frozen to that, or they are made of ice and
They're dirty snowballs.
Yeah, dirty snowballs, and their tails are because of like the sun melting the ice. I believe, is that it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's your science lesson for today, kids.
Okay. So, meteorites hit Earth every day. That's the bottom line.
Did you know that a meteorite hit Grimsby a couple years ago?
Yes.
Yes.
I totally found that out just the other day. I don't watch the news enough.
You should watch the news. Just maybe once or twice.
I find out what's going on in the world by experiencing the world. That sounded so wrong.
But,
A little
yeah.
bit. A little bit.
I don't know. I think that it's like a really uphill battle. Considering the last time that the general public was actually interested in space travel was because we were at war with Russia.
That's like a terrible thing right now. Oh man, in order to
the
get
truth.
morale back to go out in space, we have to go to war with another country.
And if that was to happen, if we were to go to a war with another country that was spacefaring, sort of like another Cold War, and we decided that the best way to do it was to start a space race again, that means that the last thing that I would want to happen would be somebody would try to land on Mars and plant a flag in the name of a country. It's just ugly.
Mars is now property of Russia.
Yeah. Although there are a lot of people that are saying to put in like galactic reform to say that a planet cannot belong to a country on Earth and that it's its own sovereign nation.
like that'll pass. We all hate each other too much.
I'm just picturing that Looney Tunes cartoon where it's like Marvin the Martian and Daffy Duck, and they're on planet X and they're arguing, I claim this land in the name of Mars. I claim this land in the name of Earth. And they're just fighting back and forth. I don't know why I'm thinking about that right now.
And then didn't they end up blowing that planet up?
Yep. Yes, they did.
And that is the consequence of war.
But it would be like... It would be... And I say this because I've been playing it a lot, but it would be like PlanetSide on Mars. I guess it would be like... it would be like, what was it? Red Faction. I never played it, but I know there's a war on Mars in that game. But it would be like a bunch of people arguing over who owns the resources, and they would just be trying to kill each other and on Mars, and it'd be really cool warfare, don't get me wrong, but it would be unnecessary. And I don't know, I think that's just... It's that we have to invest in the space program because Earth's shit.
Yeah, it's true.
I don't want to live on it anymore.
Well, we can always rely on James Cameron. James Cameron is the one who talked about mining asteroids.
Yeah, you just all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I'm going to Mars tomorrow. See you guys.
Bye, guys.
James, honey, where are you going today? Just taking a detour to Mars.
And then he makes a movie about his voyage, starring himself.
And then he wins another Oscar for Best Documentary, and he gives another really long speech that bores everybody. No, he still loses to his ex-wife, Catherine Bigelow. She makes another war movie, and that trumps him.
She makes Zero Dark 30 Part 2, The Revenge.
Zero Dark 31. But, yes, we need more money in the space program. You know what? No, Canada needs a space program.
Hey, we built the arm, buddy. All right?
No, but, like, I would, like... Wouldn't it just be great if, like, Canadians were the first ones to land on Mars?
No, because it wouldn't be Canadians landing on Mars. It wouldn't be Americans landing on Mars. It wouldn't be Russians landing on Mars. It would be the human race landing on Mars. And that's the way it should be.
It's the way it should be, but I feel like that's the way it won't be. Because people, like, countries are always, like... Every country is, like... a brother and a sister to each other, and it's always going to be competitive.
NERDcast spaceship.
Unless you're North Korea, and then you're that brother that everybody hates.
And that's why, in the last segment, we urged you to send us money. In this segment, we're urging you to send us money so you can send us to Mars. And claim it
space.
Peacefully
Check back next
for the
week
right
for our
reasons.
Kickstarter campaign.
I claim Mars in the name of Nerdcast.
Send Nerdcast to
We
Mars.
just have a flag with our temporary logo on it.
That's the one that we plant on the surface of Mars.
I'm just picturing it now. Aliens or something come to Mars and they see like our flag and there's like a dinosaur, poorly drawn.
Robot T-Rex hybrid.
And that is what it means to be a human.
The only legacy of the human race 1,000 years from now is that flag on Mars.
Yeah, we have some cataclysmic event where the Earth is just destroyed, thrown into the sun, so there's no evidence of the humans ever existing, other than our footprints and our terribly drawn flag on Mars.
We must find the remnants of Nerdcast.
It must be some far-off planet in Alpha Centauri.
We end up becoming like their gods or something.
We can become a religion.
We become Nerdcastism.
I like it.
Nerdcastology.
And then pay hundreds of thousands of dollars so you can learn the upper doctrine.
Yeah.
All hail the robot T-Rex hybrid.
Okay.
This is what Nerdcastology actually believes.
For his reach is both short and magical.